South Asia is caught in a perfect storm, a devastating collision of extreme climate change and deep-seated social inequality. This isn't a future problem. It's a crisis happening right now, threatening the lives and stability of nearly 2 billion people. Let's start with the economy, which is literally melting under the heat. Extreme heat and humidity are no longer just uncomfortable, they're crippling labor productivity. Imagine working outside or in a non-air-conditioned factory when it's over 40 degrees Celsius. This is the daily reality for millions. Projections are terrifying. By the year 2080, labor output in a country like Bangladesh could plummet by more than 46% simply due to rising temperatures. That's a staggering economic blow. For the workers themselves, like the garment factory employees in Dhaka, it's a matter of life and death. They face the constant threat of heat stroke just to earn a living. The health risks are becoming unbearable. But the heat is only one side of the climate coin. The other is water. As global temperatures rise, so do sea levels, and in low-lying regions across South Asia, the ocean is relentlessly swallowing land. Fertile farmlands are disappearing under saltwater, and coastal communities are being erased. This triggers a massive wave of internal migration. Millions of people, stripped of their homes and livelihoods, are forced to move inland, pouring into already overcrowded urban slums. These megacities, struggling to provide basic services, are pushed to their breaking point, creating a volatile environment where resources are scarce and tensions run high. While the climate crisis hits the poor the hardest, it's amplified by a growing social divide. On one hand, we see pockets of incredible wealth-gleaning skyscrapers, luxury cars, and a booming elite class. South Asia has experienced significant economic growth over the past decades. But where is that wealth going? For many countries in the region, including India, this growth has come with skyrocketing inequality. The gap between the ultra-rich and the rest of the population has become a chasm. This extreme concentration of wealth doesn't just feel unfair. It actively undermines human development. When resources are hoarded by a few, it strips away the potential of the many, leaving millions without access to quality education, healthcare, and opportunities. This isn't just an economic issue. It's a moral one that threatens the very fabric of society. This social stratification is further complicated by deep-rooted gender inequality. In many parts of South Asia, women and girls face systemic barriers that limit their education, their economic participation, and their basic freedoms. Take Afghanistan, for example, where the ban on women from most areas of the workforce isn't just a human rights tragedy. It's an act of economic self-sabotage. Estimates suggest this policy alone could cost the Afghan economy nearly $10 billion. When you exclude half your population from contributing their skills and talents, you cripple your own potential for growth and resilience. Empowering women isn't just the right thing to do. It's the smart thing to do. These powerful forces of climate change and inequality don't exist in a vacuum. They combine to create a vicious domino effect that sends shockwaves through society. The first domino to fall is often food. Climate change leads to unpredictable monsoons, droughts, and floods, devastating agriculture. When harvests fail and food prices soar, it's the poorest families who suffer first. This leads to widespread food insecurity and malnutrition. The statistics are heartbreaking. In Pakistan, for instance, nearly 40% of all children under 5 suffer from stunting, their physical and cognitive development permanently damaged due to chronic malnutrition. A hungry nation cannot be a stable or prosperous one. This cycle of poverty and hopelessness creates an environment of frustration, especially among the youth. Educated and skilled young people look at the landscape of limited opportunities, corruption, and instability, and they make a rational choice. They leave. This massive brain drain sees the region's best and brightest doctors, engineers, scientists, entrepreneurs seeking futures elsewhere. The very people needed to build a better future are exiting in droves, creating a vacuum of talent and leadership. And what about those who stay? They don't always stay silent. A new generation, Gen Z, armed with social media and a burning desire for change, is refusing to accept the status quo. We've seen this play out dramatically across the region. In Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, massive youth-led protests, fueled by economic despair and political frustration, have swelled into movements powerful enough to topple governments. This social unrest is a clear signal that the old systems are failing. The frustration is boiling over, and the demand for a just and sustainable future is becoming a roar that can no longer be ignored. So, where do we go from here? Is South Asia doomed to this cycle of crisis? Absolutely not. But survival and recovery will require a radical shift in thinking. Band-aid solutions won't work. What's needed are deep, systemic changes. First, governments must build stronger social safety nets programs that protect the most vulnerable from economic shocks and climate disasters. This means robust welfare systems, universal health care, and food security programs. Second, the region must invest massively in green infrastructure. This isn't just about building solar farms and wind turbines. It's about redesigning cities to be more resilient, restoring natural ecosystems like mangroves that protect coastlines, and promoting climate-smart agriculture that can withstand a changing environment. This transition to a green economy is also a massive opportunity to create new jobs and spur sustainable development. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, the key to unlocking South Asia's future lies in the empowerment of its people, especially women and youth. We need to dismantle the barriers that hold women back and ensure they have an equal seat at the table in politics, business, and community leadership. We must listen to the voices of young people, invest in their education, and create meaningful opportunities for them to shape their own destiny. The energy and creativity are there. They just need to be unleashed. The challenges are immense, but so is the potential for transformation. The collision of climate change and inequality has brought South Asia to a critical juncture. The path forward requires courage, vision, and immediate action. Building a future that is sustainable, equitable, and resilient is not a choice. It is an imperative for survival. The time to act is now. Thank you for watching, and if you found this analysis important, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the critical issues shaping our world.